So earlier today, the Prime Minister has announced that he is revamping his advisory committee on Canada-US economic relations. And today it came out who's going to be on that list. Let's take a look, shall we? Okay. John Simard. All right, don't know who that is. Candace Lang, don't know who that. Daryl White. Tracy Robinson, I don't know who any of these people are. They sound kind of familiar. Michael Harvey. I love Harvey's. Harvey's is great. Go to Harvey's. Valerie, but yeah. So like, does this count as floor crossing? So for those that don't remember, and I wouldn't blame you if you didn't, because both of these people are incredibly forgettable. Erin O'Toole is essentially, in my opinion, the single biggest reason why Justin Trudeau won the 2021 election. Justin Trudeau at that time had all the scandals from 2020. He had the money scandals, the overreach scandals from COVID. It was all looking bad. And then right at the last moment, or not even last moment, kind of last part of like 2020, the Conservatives were having an election to replace Andrew Scheer as their leader, and decided, hey, let's pick the guy who's the most like Justin Trudeau. this will win us the election. He was incredibly liberal. Basically didn't take a solid stand on anything. This guy, I don't know what his thought process was, because it wasn't even like, it's not even like you could argue, oh, he was just doing it because he wanted to win. I mean, maybe he was trying to like attract more liberal voters, but it didn't pan out. The Conservatives won the exact same amount of seats as they did in the previous election. So I don't know what the strat was. And everybody hated him and he had to leave. So, like, I don't know what the strategy was. Probably one of the stupidest people in politics. And I don't use that lightly. There's a lot of dumb people in politics, but like this, like he was next level, just like bizarre campaign strategy, bizarre marketing strategy, like really trying to like appeal to like left-wing voters, so much so that he completely forgot his identity and the base that he was trying to cultivate. And for that reason, a lot of conservatives, this is the reason why I think that Justin Trudeau won that election, even though he was so unpopular, is because so many conservatives felt like disenfranchised because of what Erin O'Toole was doing and what he was saying. Like, who would like? I know a lot of conservatives who are just like, who do I vote for? Because it's just, for the first time in a long time, it's like both options are bad, and we're talking about Justin freaking Trudeau. A lot of conservatives I know felt like, I mean, I wasn't actually old enough to vote in that election, but a lot of conservatives I know felt like if Erin O'Toole did get in, it would have been just as bad as Justin Trudeau, because of just how left leaning he was. I mean, in a sense, I kind of have to thank him, because I think that Pierre Poilievre was his win was kind of a reaction to to Erin O'Toole, because Erin O'Toole was way over here, or I guess, I don't know which way the camera's going to flip this, but my left over here, and Pierre Poilievre was like, all the way over here, at least in terms of marketing, in terms of branding. So I kind of have to thank him for that, if nothing else. And now I guess he's a liberal. So Yeah, Erin O'Toole. I want to talk more about him because I hate him. I want to talk more about him just before we get into Jean Charest, that's going to be a whole thing. But we'll get to it. Don't worry. Justin, Erin O'Toole, no Trudeau. Sorry. Justin, Erin O'Toole will be working for Liberal Prime Minister Mark Carney as an advisor on the Committee on Canada-US Relations. Erin O'Toole is a former leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is where we're at, Canada. This is where we're at. And then Erin O'Toole, the man himself, put out this post about Mark Carney's video that he put out, basically just saying the exact same thing that he's always said. I really like this video. It is important to understand our history as we face an uncertain future. That said, I recall many pundits criticizing Harper for highlighting the importance of the War of 1812 at the bicentennial. I look forward to the contortions to come. I never understood the comparison for Carney to Harper. Like they don't even really have the same personality. I don't get it. I really I don't get it. At least I mean, at least I don't know. Harper was like capable of like making a joke every now and again. Carney is incredibly dull and boring. But that doesn't even matter. Like, to be honest, in politics, that's just like face value stuff. But you kind of have to look at face value stuff when you're talking about people making comparisons to politicians, because most people just look at face value stuff. Anyway, if we're talking about not face value stuff, then the differences are even way more obvious. Even way more obvious? Is that I don't know. The differences are way more obvious. Harper, I mean, for one, actually like did things, whereas Carney just kind of takes credit for the things Harper did. So I don't, so I don't really understand the comparison at all. They seem like very different people. I don't know. They both kind of have like an economics background, I guess. But Harper actually had political experience, and Mark Carney has experience bossing people around. So I don't, and making shady backroom deals, and experience evading taxes. So I don't know. I don't know what the better experience is. I want to read some of these comments though. The only thing this Fumer Beg has ever conserved is his gut. Oh my gosh. And this is pathetic. I didn't know this. He's responding. he's responding to all of them. This man is like 60, by the way. Oh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, that's cringe. Ooh, man. Oh, man. All for Canadian history, but perhaps this could have waited until a trade deal was complete. I can't see it helping. That's another thing, right? That is actually a good point. When will people like Doug Ford and Mark Carney learn to keep their mouths shut, right? Keep their mouths shut and actually get a deal done. Saying big, aggravating words to rile up your base in Canada, all that shows is that you care more about winning votes than actually doing what's right for your country. I understand that is kind of just how politics goes to some extent, but it's not right. You ran a campaign on getting a deal done, or at least trying to get somewhere, right? And it seems like, and both of them did, right? Doug Ford and Carney both ran campaigns against Trump to like, we're the ones that can like protect Canada, right? But both of them have since then seem to have been doing everything possible to just anger Trump, which is not going to, okay, I guess, his social media posts are funny, but it's not going to get a deal done. My thing is the floor crossing should absolutely. I'm going to take my glasses off. This glare is bugging me. I know it's bugging you. The floor crossing needs to go to a by-election, right? Because there are times when your party genuinely just doesn't do what they promised, and you feel disillusioned, and you want to change sides or sit as an independent. I don't think you should be allowed to just get up and cross the floor. I think you should have to go to a by-election, and then actually present your case to people, right? And say, hey, here's why I'm changing. Please continue to vote for me. It's not a perfect system. I get that there's problems with it, but it would be so much better to do that than to just let people get up and cross the floor. Because if you can just get up and cross the floor, then what is like the point of voting? Why not just run for the party that you know is going to win? Like if you're in a safe riding, and then just switch over to whichever one's in power or whichever one's going to get you the most money, right? Like it doesn't like where's the integrity if you can just get up and cross the floor? It doesn't make sense to me. This is different. He hasn't been an MP. He hasn't even been involved in, like, to my understanding, hasn't been involved in conservative politics since he was essentially forced out of out of the leadership office because nobody liked him. So it's a little bit different. I don't know if this exact thing should be illegal, but it's less about this. Unlike the floor crossing, this is less a conversation about what's right. Like, how is this a moral, integral use of like the system? Because it's not in the House of Commons. He's not becoming like a Liberal MP. He's becoming an advisor. So to me, this more so shows just the crappy character of Mr. Erin O'Toole himself, more than anything. I really don't know what goes through these people's heads. Well, I do actually know. It's money. It's opportunity, right? It's money. He's getting paid to do this. Like he's getting paid to do that's you don't have a big title like advisor on Canada-U.S. economic relations and not make money or have some kind of business opportunity because of that. I know exactly what's going through people's head. But this is interesting because the floor crossers, okay, getting the majority, right? You want to get the majority. I see what Mark Carney's kind of doing. He wants to make conservatives look bad. He wants people to think that Pierre Poilievre's leadership is like falling apart. I get that. Right. I get I don't get it, but it's not like I can understand the reasoning, even if I think it's evil. But this is different, right? Because I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe there is a strategy to this. Maybe he knew that the news would break, and this all just like make conservatives look bad or something. But neither Erin O'Toole nor Jean Charest were sitting MPs or like super active in the Conservative Party for like years. So I don't think this is like would have been like a crazy blow to the Conservative. Maybe it will. I'm trying to figure out what his strategy is behind this, because, and I'm looking at this screenshot here of something. I don't even know where this is from or whatever. But it says the Prime Minister is pleased to announce the following number. Pleased to announce, because it says please, and I'm thinking this is probably a government body. I haven't been able to fact check where this is from. But just I believe that this comes from the government itself. And if that's true, I think it's very fascinating that Erin O'Toole and Jean Charest are right next to each other. But Pierre Poilievre called it, right? He called it when he called Jean Charest a liberal, a scandal-ridden liberal. So Jean Charest, Erin O'Toole are kind of in the same boat. They're these like red Tories or whatever. You're a liberal. You're a liberal. Like, let's not. You're a liberal. I don't care. You're a liberal. You can't, like, you know, either there's light in this room or it's dark. Like, there's no, either you're liberal or you're conservative. Like, it's I don't know. It's stupid to me, but I'm not surprised just because I wasn't expecting this news today. But if you had told me that Erin O'Toole and what's his face would join the Liberal Party at one point under Mark Carney, there you go, a little bit better. If you had told me that they would join the Liberal Party under Mark Carney at some point, it's not shocking, right? Like, it's not, but it is just like, there it is, but where do we go from here, right? As a conservative, for the Conservative Party, like, where do we go from here? What does this mean, right? That's, we can make jokes and stuff, but like, what does it actually mean? This is another example of Mark Carney trying to get anyone and everyone to just support him no matter what. Like, he just wants to get as many people. He does not care where they're from. That recent lady who crossed the floor was like, people keep calling her a far right conservative. She's not far. She's an actual conservative. In Canada, we think that's far right. No, she's an actual conservative, but she is. And she crossed the floor. And now you have liberals wondering, what does this party even stand for anymore? NDP leader Avi Lewis has said, what does this party even mean anymore? Because every other party in Canada has had, throughout history, a consistent identity. Now that identity has changed and it's ebbed and flowed in some cases, but every party has had a consistent identity. Sorry, not a sorry, has had an identity. It's maybe not been consistent, but they've always had an identity. The Liberal Party hasn't. The Liberal Party, its identity has always been being a centrist big tent party. And sometimes that works, right? Sometimes you get a genuinely moderate individual in there that does good, right? There have been good Liberal prime ministers. Jean Chrétien, Wilfrid Laurier, Louis St. Laurent. They've been good, right? Not perfect, but good. And so sometimes it works. But Justin Trudeau came along. He completely shifted that identity, moved it way over to the left, and everyone else had to, like, now the Conservatives are like the centrist party, unfortunately. But now you have Mark Carney, who's like at least pretending to be a centrist, and now you have all these like these conservatives crossing over. You had all these far left liberals from like 2015 that were in cabinet. Now you're trying to get these like conservatives in there, and that doesn't work now because the party has moved so far left that when you try and get people from the other end of the spectrum to join the party, people are confused. People in your own party are confused about what does this party even stand for. I thought we were like the progressives and the blah blah, blah. Like, but now you have like pro-lifers and and in my like, what do you mean anymore? Why would anyone want to vote for you? Right? Like, don't get me wrong. I believe that you can have disagreements. I believe you can have differences in your party. That's fine, but it's healthy. Like, everyone has different perspectives on different things, and that's, it's fine. But when you go so far left, and then also take people from the right, you there's a limit before cracks start to show. Right? There's a limit before cracks start to show. And I don't know how it's going to happen, but I mean, I have some liberal friends, and even like that are involved in politics, that like politics, and even a lot of them thought that, of the two main parties, Carney was better than Polyev. I don't understand that mentality, but that's what they believe. Now they feel so betrayed by Carney, not just on that, but on a lot of other things as well. Mainly, Carney hasn't gotten anything done. That they're moving in droves over to the NDP because, well, if you are progressive, another word for communist, but sure. If you're a progressive and you voted for Mark Carney because you thought he was a good balance of like progressive, but also had like a lot of experience and whatnot, and now he hasn't gotten anything done. And now we're getting people over from the far right, and now we're getting all these people. Who do you vote for in the next election? I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of voters don't actually care about the main party. They just look at the guy, right? I mean, that's why Carney even won in the first place, because even though his cabinet sucked, but I think it'll definitely push some voters over to the NDP. I honestly, I'm kind of a little bit dumbfounded at what the strategy could be here. Maybe he just wants to get as many conservatives to cross over so that they can kind of bash Polyev, and then maybe they have more credibility because they used to be with him or something. And then he's going to use this in the House of Commons to be like, oh, Erin O'Toole told me that you were mean to him one time, and it's something stupid like that. But other than that, I don't. This is confusing. This is honestly, this is confusing me. And I get confused about a lot of things, but politics is never one of them. Okay. It's just a little bit strange. It's all a little strange. But hey, if there's more updates, I'll probably be a little bit late to them. But outside of that, if there's more updates, I'll do my best to keep you guys all updated. Make sure to hit subscribe and like. All right, bye guys.